Hello everyone. Welcome back to the course of data structures using C language. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions, Macharla. This is Arvind Egireddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today in this session, let us discuss some of the operations what we can perform on a single linked list. In the last session, we have discussed clearly what is the node, structure of the single linked list, and how the memory we are allocating to a particular node using the malloc function or an malloc function in the C language. Now let us see the operations what we can perform in a single linked list. First one is appending an element, which is nothing but inserting an element, that is adding an element at the end of the list. Here the name itself is saying append, adding at the end, ending. So here we are going to add the element and at the end of the linked list. And the second operation what we are going to see is adding an element at the beginning of the list. So how to write the logic for performing the operation of adding an element at the beginning. The third operation what we are going to discuss is adding an element after a particular node. That is nothing but adding an element in the middle at a specified location. And the fourth one is how to delete the first node. That is deleting the first node. And the fifth operation what we are going to discuss is how to delete a node at a specified location. So deleting the node at a specified location. And the sixth operation what we are going to see is how to display all the elements. And the seventh one we will be discussing about how to find the length of the linked list. And eighth operation we will discuss is how to reverse the linked list. And ninth operation how to swap the elements in the linked list, that is swapping two elements in the linked list. And the last operation we are going to discuss is how to sort the elements in the linked list. So all these operations we can perform on a single linked list. So let us discuss all these operations one by one. Of course, in new technologies like Java or .NET, all these functions are available in collection framework directly. So there is no need to write these methods manually. So all are they are predefined functions which are available in collection framework classes. So whatever the function we require, we call them. But whereas in the C language, we have to write the logic manually. So now let us discuss all these operations one by one using the C language syntax. First, let us see how to append an element in a linked list. So here appending means we are adding the list or adding the node at the end of the list. So here first we need to write the function append along with the list. Now let us declare the node type as a struct node in a single linked list with first field data of type integer and second field link type which is a structure node pointer type. So here it is the node of type structure. So it is the node of type structure containing two fields. The first field is the data field and which is of type integer, and the second field is the link field which is a struct node pointer type. Okay, so next we need to create a global variable struct node star pointer, a pointer root. So then the root gets some memory allocated at some location, So can you say what will be the initial value of the root? Of course, the global variables, the default value will be null only. So the root value will be null. And for more clarity, you can specify struct node pointer root is equal to null. But by default, it will have the null value only, because all the global variables by default, they will have the default value as null. So what does this indicate? Root value null means what is it? If the root value is null, means the linked list is empty. That is, it is not having any elements. Now, let us insert the elements into the linked list. So here, first we need to create an temporary variable temp, which is a struct node pointer type. So here we create the temp variable. So temp is also an user defined data type. So the temp will get some memory allocated at some location. Suppose it got some memory allocated at some location. Now we need to allocate the memory dynamically. So how can we allocate the memory dynamically? So we have seen that we can allocate the memory dynamically by using the malloc function. So where we have to pass the size of node as an argument, so that we need to pass the size of a struct. So here in the malloc function, to allocate the memory dynamically, we have to pass the size of struct node as an argument. So what the malloc function will do? So what it will do means, it is going to allocate some memory. So here it is, dynamically a block memory will be allocated at some location. Say the address is 2046. Now that address, what we need to do? We need to collect into the local variable, that is the temp variable. So here we need to collect it into the temp variable. Of course, what we need to do is we need to do here typecasting, which is compulsory, because we have seen in dynamic memory allocation DMA concepts that a malloc, the return type is void type, which is a generic method. So now this value need to be converted into the struct node pointer type, because the temp variable is of a struct node pointer type. So implicitly we need to convert this into struct node pointer type. This is what we call it as an typecasting. So here it is 2046 we are collecting into the temp. So it is the starting pointer to this node. So as of now, the node is ready and the node memory allocation is also ready. And next we have to read this information. So for reading the information, we need to printf enter the data into the node. So whatever the data we need to collect or store into the node, that we are collecting. So can you say how we can collect the data? So we can collect the data by using the temp to data. So for that, we are going to use the command scanf %d. So if you observe carefully, the node is having two fields. One is the data field and the other one is link field. So what is the data field and what is the link field, that we can decide, but address will be 2046 and for the link field, the base address will be 2048. Because here we are considering the data is of type integer and integer is going to occupy 2 bytes. And this is randomly got allocated when we have declared this struct node. So for 2046, we are going to add 2. So it became 2048. So here for scanf function, we need to provide the base address. So for in the scanf function, we need to provide the base address to read the information. So temp to data address. So whenever a pointer is pointing to the structure, we need to use the arrow operation to read the elements, which is nothing but to process the elements. So here it is a temporary variable. This is a temporary variable which is pointing to the struct. So we need to provide this address to the scanf function. So temp to data location address we need to send. So here temp to data address location we need to pass it here. So here in scanf we need to write link like this, temp to data address. So temp to data address. Understood? So this is how we can read the information. Say that we need to insert the value 10 here in the data part. So 10 will be placed here, and we need to place the null value here. So the null value we have to place here. So the null value we are collecting into the temp to link field. So now our node is ready, which is completely ready. So now node memory allocation is ready. The value and the information to be placed in the node is ready. Now we need to check where we have to connect this node. So either at the starting position or at the end of the linked list. So here as of now we are creating the first node in the linked list. So we are creating the first node in the linked list. So we have to check with the root element. For example, if the root element is not pointing to any other element, then the newly created node should be pointing to the root element. Here if you see, the root is having the null value. So here we are checking the condition. If the root element is equal to null, it means that it is not connected to any node. That means whatever the node we have created newly, that should become the first node or the first element. So in this situation, we are assigning the temp value to the root. So here we need to assign the temp value to the root. So what is the temp value? Can you say what is the temp value? The temp value is 2046. So see, observe carefully here, the temp value is 2046. And the temp value, what we are doing? We are storing it into the root. But previously the root value is null. So it will be placed with the value 2046. That is a temp value. So now our root will be pointing to the first location. So the root has pointed to the first location or the first node. So what about the temporary variable? So what is this temporary variable? So here the temporary variable temp is a local variable of append function. So it is an local variable of the append function. So it is being declared locally inside the append function. So whenever the append function execution ends, automatically the temp will also get deleted. So local variables will be deleted along with the frame destruction. So now here, can anyone say what is the frame destruction? We know that the methods and the blocks will get executed in the stack memory in any programming language. So here, once the frame gets destroyed, along with it, all the local variables also get destroyed. So here we have seen the first case, that is, then what about the remaining cases? So when it is the initial node, how to assign it to the root, that is what we have seen. Now let us see the else block. So here we need to write the else block. So let us see the else block. So in the else block, we need to write the remaining logic. So if you are inserting the first element, then directly temp variable we are assigning to the root variable. Suppose that some of the elements are already present in the else, then the else block we need to get executed. So how it will execute? Let us see. For example, already some elements are present in the list. Say this is the first element, this is the second element, this is the third element, and this is the fourth element. So like this with some values 40, 30, 20, 10. Here it is suppose the root element is pointing to the first location. So the root is pointing to the first location, first element with the base address 2046. And here we can see some of the nodes which are already connected. So now we are inserting one more element. Suppose that already node is ready. For example, using the malloc function, we can create a temporary variable and a temporary variable getting some memory allocation. And using the malloc function, we are allocating the node, say at some location 5216. First, we are collecting the address into the temporary variable. So that 5216 we are connecting to the temporary variable. This is the temporary connection. So this connection here is also temporary connection. And next we need to read the element using the printf and scanf. So already in our previous slides, we have seen how to read the elements. So we are reading the elements from the temp to data address, say value 50, and temp to link value as a null. So we have read the values. So reading is over. Now we have to deal with the connection part. Now, how to connect the element at the end of the linked list? So we know that this is the end of the linked list. Now we need to connect this link. So how we have to do? So now our intention is to execute the else block. So we need to execute the else block. So if the root is equal to null, then the temp value is assigned to the root. Else now here we have to write our logic. Since now the root is pointing to some other node at some location, so it is pointing to some other node at some other location, say 2046. So the root is not pointing to the null, so it is not pointing to the null. So this if condition is failed. Now we have to connect. So how we can connect? So first we have to travel from the first location to the last location, because we are initially at this position. So it is connected to the first node. So to connect this new node to this last node, what we need to do? We have to bring the control from the starting node to the last node. So here what we need to do? We have to declare one more variable, temporary variable, which is of a struct node pointer type. So I have defined a p variable, which is a struct node pointer type. So this is a temporary variable. So now the p gets some allocation at some location, and which is also a pointer type only. So when I say it is a pointer type, the meaning is the value will be the address. So initially into the p, we need to store the root value. So here we need to store the root value. Understood? So whenever the function execution, because we say this as a temporary variable, because whenever the function execution terminates along with the temporary variable. So here, since p is a temporary variable, it will get deleted once the function execution terminates. So because this p is a local variable and it is a temporary variable which is defined inside the append function. So here, now what we need to do? How to send the data? So we need to send the control from first location to the last location. So how to send? Very simple. We can do this by using the while loop. So here initially the root value we are having to P. So now the control is at the first node. So the P is pointing to the first node, that is the root node. So now we need to bring the control from this particular location to this last location. So how we can do this is very simple. With the help of the while loop, we can do this. So while P2 link not equal to null. So while P2 link not equal to null. So if this value is not equal to null. So store the P2 link value into the P. So we are storing the P2 link value into the P. Why? Because we need to send the control from the first location to the last location. As we know, the last location link field will be null. So here we need to understand, using the null pointer only, we need to travel from the first location to the last location. So first P2 link value, we have to check what is the P value. So here in this particular case, the P value is 2046. So 2046 to link. Suppose if the link field is null, then it is the last node. But here the link field is not null. So it is 5048. So it is connected to some other node. That's what we need to understand. So 5048, which is not equal to null. So we need to come inside this particular while loop. So P2 link value is stored into the P. So what is P2 link? P2 link is 5048. So now that 5048 need to get stored into this P. So here we are storing 5048. So now the P will be start pointing to the second location. So now the P will start pointing to the second location. So the pointer comes from 2046 to 5048. Understood? So now again the while loop. What is P2 link? The P2 link value is 9042, which is not equal to null. Which is not equal to null. So that the 9042, which is not equal to null, the P2 link value will be stored into the P. So the P2 link value is 9042, which is not null. So here the P value need to get stored with P2 link value. So here it will be 9042. Understood? So here the P will stop pointing to the second location. Now the P will be start pointing to the third location, because here the value is 9042. So it will be pointing to the third location. And now here 9042 link value, what is it? It is not equal to null, it is 7052. So now the 7052 value need to be stored into the P, and this will point here. So that is what we see here, 7052, and it is pointing to this particular location. So now here the 7052, the link value is null. So when the link value is null, it need to come outside the loop. So what it will happen? It will come out of the, so null is not equal to null, which is a false condition. So it will come away from the loop. So once it comes away from the loop, what we have to do? We have to store that temp value to P2 link. We have to store the temp value to P2 link. So here, that what is the temp value? The temp value is 5216. That 5216 value, what we need to do? We need to store to P2 link. So what is P2 link? P is 7052 address. So P2 link will is this. So this value need to be stored with the temp value, that is 5216. So the pointer will be pointing to this address now. So here the pointer is pointing to this address. Understood? So here the temp variable, which is a newly created node, we are assigning to the p-link. So here the p-link value became 5216. So which will be stored here, and it will be pointing here. So that 5216 will be stored in the p value. Understood? So that the 5216 value will be stored into the p-link. First node connection is very simple. If you want to connect to the last node, then you need to move the control from the first location to the last location. So whenever you need to insert or append the newly created node, first you need to check whether you are inserting to the root node which is empty, that is which is not having any elements. If the condition is false, then you need to bring the control from the starting location to the last location, and you need to link it like this. So this is the method. Thank you one and all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you one and all. Thank you.